beats Woodley again.
Yeah. But one thing I'll say about that is look how quickly he moved. Do you know what I mean? There's been a lot of people go, I mean, and then you always find out, when you find out as a promoter that fight's off, there's a window of an hour to about 48 hours before people find out, depending on who you're working with. So he would have known well before we knew that Fury was out of that fight. But he's moved quickly, he's gone out, he's got replacement straight out, and when the news is broken about Tyson Fury, he's gone, this is my new fight. So, it's smart. And it's a disaster for Tommy Fury, but I'm sure he'll be back in some form.
It really seems like the last couple of fights that she's starting to settle into almost like her own legacy.
Yeah.
You mentioned there tonight or today that her opponent was always a fan of her, is a massive fan of her. Do you think that she's starting to recognise that and is sort of relaxing into her role as a sort of GOAT of women boxing?
Yeah, I think that there's so many great young fighters coming through at the moment. I know probably half a dozen fighters, amateurs, sort of novices who are coming on Saturday and they can't believe they're going to get to see Katie Taylor in the flesh, and that's when you're working with a star. So I don't think sometimes she realises what she's done for women's boxing, because all of these girls, she's their hero. But the worrying thing when you've got everything like the Undisputed Championships is, it just takes one slip up and you let someone in to win them all. So like Sharapova's thinking, if I beat, and they all try and tell themselves Katie's on the decline. She's getting old. She's not the fighter she was. I don't believe any of it. But that's what they're thinking. Wow, I beat her. I'm undisputed. She's got big backing from the Kazakhstan Boxing Federation, all these sort of people. So, and when you talk about Serrano, sometimes you can put in an under par performance. I actually think we're going to get a great performance from Katie on Saturday, and I think the atmosphere will be brilliant.
Absolutely. Do you think, obviously we just saw in Ireland and globally they released Katie the documentary. Does Matchroom plan on doing anything similar, like do something kind of feature length around Katie and her legacy?
Yeah, she's never putting her hand up to do that, give that kind of access. She doesn't like interviews. She doesn't like the limelight. She doesn't want promos. I mean, but obviously that's our job. So the film Katie, which was available on Netflix and a lot of other platforms, was great. And it was done by a gentleman called Ross, who she trusted and she liked. So he just followed her around. But if I went to Katie and said, I want to do this documentary series on you, it's just no. Anything that gets in the way of her preparations is a big no-go. And she could have even been a bigger star, but she did it her way, with credibility. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And integrity, rather than just, I'll do all these. She's turned down millions in sponsorship. Millions. Just, no, I don't know. Oh, this one involves 4 appearances. Oh, no, I mean, sometimes Brian Peters is like, whoa, no, but that's Katie, and that's why she should be loved.
Yeah.
Because she does it for the purity of the sport.
So, final question for you as a promoter then, in the years that you've had in this game, do you just have to learn to adapt to who the fighter is and just accept that some of them are not as keen on media as the others?
Yeah, I think it's, everyone's different, aren't they? And I knew that from Katie the minute she came in the office, And although she appears very quiet, she will always let you know her opinion. If she doesn't like something, she'll tell you. We've had a few conversations in the past. I've said something which I didn't quite like, and I've been told off, and she scares me. Katie, she's a good friend, and I love her, but she does. I'm a bit afraid of her, but she knows what she wants. But as long as you deliver everything you promised her, which we've always done, and you allow her to box as frequently as she wants to box, you never let her down with a fight or a schedule or an opponent, then you'll get on. But if you do, then listen, you're in big trouble. So we haven't done it yet.
Good stuff. Thank you very much.
Eddie, you've had shining things to say about Conor Benn. How far do you think he is off a world title?
I'm nice and calm on Conor Benn. I think hype is great, and that's my job as well. But I want to get it right. He does big numbers. He's so exciting to watch, but you've got to get the process right. This is the perfect fight to show us how far away he is from world championships. I think this and 2 more fights, and then he should fight for a world title.
And the winner of, say, Kell Brook, do you want Ben to fight?
I do, but I just feel that, I had those conversations with Amir Khan. It's not that he's scared of Conor Benn, but he didn't want to fight a young, hungry lion. He looked at the Kell Brook fight and said, look, we've both kind of agreed here, let's just have our last little payday, which they deserve. but they don't really want to fight a young, and I don't think they'll fight again, the winner of that fight, to be honest with you. So for Conor, I'd like him to fight ADRIEN BRONER. I think that's a really big fight for him in the UK. He's a household name, ADRIEN BRONER, as well, but he's got to get past Algieri, and it's not going to be easy.
How do you see it going on Saturday night?
I think it's going to go deep in the fight. I think it's going to go to the last quarter of that fight, or even on points. Algieri's got money, he's got world championship. He's here because he wants to fight in the UK, and he thinks he can beat Conor Benn. They all look at Conor and see holes, but he's ferocious, he's fast, he's spiteful, and it's different when you get in there with him. But he is still, it's not a novice, but he's just, look, Algieri beat Provodnikov, he had a life and death with Khan, he went the distance with Manny Pacquiao. He's boxed at a much higher level than Conor Benn. He doesn't look at Conor Benn and go, oh, I can't believe I'm fighting Conor Benn. He just goes, this is a young kid with potential who I can beat.